Okay, next video?
Yeah, next video.
Okay, so the tagline says, how did you make such a white baby? Well, it's a very fair-skinned baby, and it looks like he's got a white girl, white wife, probably, and the baby's pale with curly hair. Okay, and cool.
Okay, cool. So.
And he's darker, and she's really, really like fair-skinned as a wife. Okay.
Now the reason why I wanted I picked this video to share with my wife and to talk about. So I was so excited to have a child with this woman. And seriously, I was really excited. I knew I wanted to have a baby with her.
So much so that when the nurse came to tell us, he yelled and she jumped because she was worried you were mad. And she was like, oh, wait, you're excited? And he was big old smile the way he is now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And she was like, oh, okay, good. And then she got all excited with
my little hula bunny. So we were wondering, like, what was she going to look like? Will she be light? Will she be brown? We thought maybe she might come out with some red hair because there's red hair in my family. And I'm just like, what is she going to look like? We had up to like 42 names or whatever trying to pick. And
for a baby we didn't see yet. We didn't know what she was going to look like.
So excited. So we were like, what is she going to look like?
Okay, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter who you have a kid with. You're going to be like, what does it look like? It's normal.
Well, this is my thought on it. I think people like us who think logically, we kind of are knowledgeable of like kind of genetics and we've seen things in family members.
DNA and stuff
and it's kind of like, that's why we wondered.
Yeah.
We were only wondering, like, you're going to be light, going to be brown.
Will she have freckles?
Freckles.
Light hair, dark hair, curly hair, not curly hair, middle of the range hair.
I'm going off looking at family members on my side, and you're thinking that too, and I'm thinking the mixture, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why we were thinking, but if someone else, I'm like, I wouldn't take it as rude. I take it as rude as like, well, what if they have this kind of hair? Or what
if someone said that's different.
Yeah,
it's one thing dumb. If they're like, what do you think? Like if they're curious, I'm all about having a conversation.
Colors start coming, and she was this beautiful like reddish brown.
Yeah, she turned red brown.
Yeah,
right? And I was like, oh, she's changing color. I read about this that she might change color. I was like, okay, this is interesting.
And then she got this nice brown, and we were like, oh, and then her hair is like closer to mine, and I was like. With a little looser curl.
These
I'm like,
cute little
like,
curls.
Okay.
And these little brown cheeks.
And the features came out, her little Asian eyes. I was like, oh my God.
Thank God.
What?
Yeah, because you called her Biz Marquis when she was born.
Oh yeah, she looked fucked up when she came out of your vagina.
She was smashed in there for 23 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
In the birth
she had
canal.
to come out the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Biz Marquis really...
It wasn't a scheduled C-section.
Rest in peace, right?
Yes, rest in peace.
It was not a scheduled C-section. That was an au naturel.
But it was like, okay, brown one. Now Marcin, my boy. We were thinking like, okay.
That's what our babies look like.
Look like that.
Our babies come out like that.
Wrong. This motherfucker comes out light as fuck.
Pale as a ghost.
My son looked is how we thought my daughter was going to look.
And that's because your sisters are they almost look like their skin coloring is very much like a towhead. Their hair color was very, very similar to their skin color. They were really, really fair, your sisters, and they had freckles. So I'm like, oh, I have freckles. I'm kind of pale. You're not pale, but your sisters are pale, so she's probably going to come out pale. When she turned brown, I was like, ooh, this is great. I can take her to the beach. That's my beach baby right there.
So I'm like, okay, there we go. Now we have a third. We didn't know what was going to happen. So we're thinking like, what's going to happen now? She's kind of in between Marcin and May, you would say? She's an in-between. And it's crazy how genetics are. So with that video, it's like, how'd you make a light baby? It's genetics. You don't know where it's going to come from.
And you don't know what's going to pop out. Because literally we have a brown girl with curly hair.
Yes.
We have a white surfer boy with like a loose Hawaiian Samoan curl. And then we got the baby.
That's a nice way to put it.
Like a medium brown with like a straight hair. And I'm like, where did your hair come from? I thought we had curls in this family. And we don't. So there we are.